Okay, so on my screen, that top, that's the Celpip practice. That's the application. Everybody can get that app. Just go into the App Store and get that app. I'm going to open this app right now. See, there it is. So as you can see, this test on top, on the right-hand side, you can see that lock, the padlock icon. The first test, the first two tests are not locked. But unfortunately, as you can see, these tests are all locked. They're nice tests, 4 or 5 more tests, but you have to pay for them. And I don't know how the price is recently. We'll check right now, but up to now it was about, I think, $50 something per each test. But the bad news here is, this is it. There's absolutely no other material at all in the market. So if you want to pay and get these tests, I recommend you do it at the end when it's close to your test. The material I'm going to give you is very much like these, but a little bit more advanced. So let's go with the speaking first. This is a speaking part, and this is just to test you as well right now. So don't worry about the timing you see here or everything. I'm going to explain all of these to you when we have our class. Right now, this first question, don't worry about this time. This is only the mock test on my screen. Leave that alone. But the first question, you will not be scored. This is just to see how you talk right now with me. Sarah, please answer this question. Talk about one of your best friends.
If I want to speak about one of my best friend, she's my roommate, or like her, because she's just only person I have in Canada. She's supportive, kind, and really, she has a very hearted, and then she's just only person I can count on her. And another advantage of her that she's professional at cooking. So as a roommate, I really enjoy with her cook. And also she's so responsible, and she knows me very well, and always she respects me, and always I try to get advice from her.
That's a very nice answer. Great. Because you can't see the timing right now, but then you see the clock in the test. You had to speak for 1 minute only, and you almost spoke for 1 minute. You went nicely. You explained her nicely. Later, we'll discuss this, go from the main points to the smaller piece of information. But overall, you spoke nice. A little bit of mistakes here, but that's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I know. A little bit of grammatical mistakes, pronunciation. That's okay. I just want to see where you are right now. Now let's go to the second one. See, this is almost the same thing, but the discussion is different here. In the 30 seconds that they give you time, this one you have to take a little bit of notes, because as you can see down there on the screen, you have to speak for 1.5 minutes. A friend is looking for a summer job. Advise him about different ways he can find work. Now, you're not going to speak for 1.5 minutes with us here, but just begin speaking. How will you answer this question? Go.
For someone advising about different ways he can find work. Okay. I think that there are different ways for finding jobs in the summer. I know that because of the pandemic, it has a lots of problem for finding that, but you can find it some jobs at more super and online jobs, and also supermarkets. This is great opportunities after the lockdown, because it seems that it will be opened in this summer, and you can find like cashier, something like that. And another opportunity for getting a job, because that most of the jobs is going to online these days. You can if you can improve your some skills like some skill like computer skills. Maybe you can find job in computers IT companies, because they need
fine. That's fine. You're going on well. You're going to just
cover that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Just one thing. Can you read the question again? Read it.
For summer advising about different ways. Ways,
like one way. Yeah, it's okay. But this is what we're going to practice one by one. Of course, you have 30 seconds to prepare yourself. You're going to think of different ways. One way is
going to, for example, going to a website on the internet, and it has lots of.
Another way Another way?
Maybe you ask your some friends, close friends. That
There we go. Right now you
yes.
have two main ideas which are great. You're going to write them down on a piece of paper. One way is this, another way is that. Then you begin speaking, you give an intro, you speak about one way, then you give your explanation example, you speak about another way, you give explanations and examples, and then at the end you say, so these are the way that you can find the job. See? Better, then you'll get a higher score. You're sticking to the point and everything. This is just practice right now. I just want to see where you are. Now, except these, let's go on. This is these picture questions. You have two of them here. You have two of them after that, and you have one at the end. These picture questions are the ones that our students, struggle with a lot. And these are the ones we have to practice a lot with each other. Now, don't worry right now. Again, I don't want you to speak for 1 minute completely, but can you tell me right now, what's happening in this picture? Go.
It is at class, and the students speak with each other about different subjects, and two students, they are in front of the class and they write something on the board. Maybe they solve some mathematical lessons. And then there are two persons. Maybe one of them is teacher and another person maybe principal of the school. They speak with each other about the class, about the school, about the lessons maybe, and the schedule maybe. And if I want to speak about the class, it would be light because there's a big window, and then
okay, that's fine. Thank you, dear. Thanks.
That's
fine. See, you know
school.
what you're doing right now. That's good. You described the class, but later, as I said, we're going to hone our skills and focus on the things that are going to give us a good score. You have to speak the main points first, that this is a class. You didn't say what kind of class. It looks like what class? High school?
No, it's elementary school.
I don't think so. It looks like elementary or a middle school class. And what is the main thing that's happening here? The main thing. The teacher has the teacher has stepped out of class. That's why a lot of the students are not paying attention to the lesson right now. We begin with that. Then you can speak about the guy who looks like a principal, which is good. And some of the students who are talking too much, they're playing around while some other students are studying. And then if you want to, at the end, you'll talk about the lights or so on. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to see how you speak about this. You're fine. You're okay. But we have to hone our skills more.
You know that I have a lot of problem in grammatical mistake. I don't know, in the grammar. Maybe in writing.
Well, how they score you is that the highest scores are for content and proficiency. Proficiency and fluency first, and content as well. After that, grammar and vocab, of course, which are important, but not as important as fluency, proficiency, and content. And then at the end, we have pronunciation. So we're going to talk about all of these. This is another one that's very much like the ones you did at the beginning, and that's it. And then you have one or two more and a picture as well. All of these require practice. So this was an example of the speaking, and I wanted to see how you speak, right? Now, let's take a look at an example of the writing part. I don't want you to read. Sorry. I just want you to take a quick look. In other words, skimming. Can you skim these for me, from here to here for me? Don't read carefully, just skim paragraph 1, 2, and 3. Is it okay? Can you see it enough? Is it large enough?
Yeah.
Go. Are we okay?
Yeah, I couldn't understand. So difficult.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to understand all of it because we're skimming. We're not reading right now. You just begin reading a little bit from here, like this much. I think this is enough. Then a little bit from here. They were discovered in this year with this person did that. And then a name was needed for this very strange phenomenon. What is this thing? So this is about something called pulsars. What are pulsars? I don't want you to tell me exactly what they are, but what are we speaking about? What kind of phenomenon is this?
Sorry.
She's speaking Persian. Very nice. No, you did. See? Go on. Astronomer, meaning?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the problem. Astronomer are people who study the sky. They're physicists, but physicists who study the sky. And it's a type of neutron star. It was discovered by this person, and a name was needed for this phenomenon. And what is the meaning of this word, phenomenon?
Phenomenon? I don't know.
It's something that happens. It's believe it or not, it means this. It's a scientific word for thing. It's what Persians say padide. Okay? Okay, but you don't need to know this information right now. We just need to know what this was about. Now, as I said, this is more advanced than the Celpip. The reason I didn't show you the Celpip one is that it's going to be very slow to show the Celpip, and the questions have to come and everything. So I'm using this. So scientists went to the sky. They found some things. They call it a pulsar. In paragraph 2, I'd like to ask you a question here. What is paragraph 2 talking about? What is the main idea?
Discovering of the...
Very good. Who discovered it and why? That's good. What is paragraph 3? What is the main idea of paragraph 3?
Paragraph 3, explain about that.
The name. They found that thing. They want to put a name, right? So what is the name? So see, you got this in your mind right now. After quickly looking over these, we don't need to know all the information, as I said. We just know that this is something in the sky. This person, lady, discovered it, and they wanted to put a name for it. Let's stop here. Now we're going to look at the questions. And based on the questions, we're going to come back to answer. So let's take a look here. Like, look at question 1. What is this question asking from you?
The phrase emanate from from is closer to meaning to.
So this is a vocabulary question, right? Or a paraphrasing question. It wants the meaning. Now, do you know the meaning of emanate? We don't know either. This is an advanced word. Don't worry, this is not Celpip. This is more advanced. No one knows the meaning of emanate, but we can guess from the text. Let's go into the text, then let's come back. Now, read the part that says emanate more carefully. From here to here, and here's emanate.
Come from, maybe. No.
Not bad. That's a good idea. We don't know anything about pulsars, but they're believed to emanate from this kind of star. Okay, so let's find the best answer.
Receive direction from or develop from, maybe.
Which one's the stronger one? You have to choose one anyway. They emanate from neutron stars.
Receive direction from.
It was the first one, your other example, develop from. But it's very close. At least you got it. You were inferring very well. Okay. Let's go to question 3. This comes in the Celpip. This is what we call a reference question. Who's they? When someone speaks, they say, John talked to James and James talked to Jim. He said this, he told him. Okay, wait a minute, who's him? Who's he? It might get confusing. Grammar plays a role, meaning plays a role. So let's go and see who is they in paragraph 2. So read it, and then who do you think is they?
Hamon چیزا.
We'll read from here. Because day after day.
Because after day, all this came from the same plazas. The answer is plazas.
Very good. You got it. See? Because day after day, the pulses came from the same place in the sky, the experts say they cannot come from something from Earth. What is they? Pulses. You got that. Now let's see if we have the answer over there. Yes, we do. The answer is B. So see, you got it. we don't necessarily always have to know exactly what the meaning is. We have to recognize the question format, what the question wants from us. This is a reference question, so we have to see what it is. Here it was a meaning question, vocab, sometimes bad luck plays a role, sometimes not. Here we have a vocab question again, but here we have another question, which in Celpip, we have something very close to this. Now, we're not going to waste time here, but see, they're going to give you this. This name was selected because of a regularly pulsating radio source. Where should I put this? I have to put this sentence. I have to cut and paste it somewhere here. A, B, C, or D. This name was selected because it regularly came from the sky. Well, I can't put it in A because it says a name was needed. We haven't even talked about the name. I can't put it in B. I can't put it in C. Now look here. However, after researchers found 3 more regularly pulsing objects in other part of the sky, they selected the name pulsar. And then the sentence you put here, this name was selected because of. So that's how we're going to do the reading. We're going to recognize, first we'll do our skills, then which kind of question comes, then we put this in. Sarah, during this time, when's your test? Can I ask, roughly? When's the rough? No, when is the rough date of your test? When are you planning on taking the test?
When?
Your testing date.
When? I don't register it yet. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I have a recommendation for you right now. From right now, begin to improve your vocab. I'll introduce some books to you because vocab is something you can work with us, but we have more important work to do as well. It's something that you can do on your own as well. Improve your vocab a lot. All right. I'll give you the names of some books and everything. They're very easy to find. So this is the reading part. Now, we discussed the reading. The listening, we don't need to show you an example here. It's very clear. I'll give you some books if you like, and if you've already done it yourself, you know what it is. What are we going to do? Again, we're going to do skills and we're going to do practices. The good news is Celpip is exactly like the TOEFL test, but a lot easier. So we're going to do TOEFL listening, which is going to be harder a little bit than Celpip. And listening, you're not going to have any issue. You can do even most of it at home. Now let's talk about writing. Have you written any essays before yourself? Essays, letters, or anything?
Yeah, but it's the worst part of myself.
Okay,
because
so
I have lots of grammatical mistakes. What's your suggestion? Because I have a problem.
I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Don't worry about that. If you listen to what I tell you to do, and the homework that I give, I have to give a lot of assignments.
The base, you know, that is a problem in my base of my language.
I know. Don't worry about that.
For grammar and you see that in
Don't worry about that. While you write your essays, we'll check everything, and the weaknesses you'll have, we'll fix those. The point is, I'm going to give you a lot of assignments to do, and you have to do them, because if you don't, you just, you won't improve. No, I was asking because if you have any example, like an sample that you've done before, I'd like to see that. But if you don't have any sample right now, from the first day, I'll tell you exactly what to do. Don't worry about anything at all. The writing you will improve, and Celpip is easy. It's not hard, but we'll see the weaknesses you have. We'll fix them. Here, let me give you again an example here. To give you an example, we've got a student here who just wrote an essay. Of course, this is different from yours. This is IELTS. This is much more advanced. So see, this is what our student wrote, right? This student has gone through our class for some time right now, a few months. So now she knows exactly what she has to write. Why did I underline those parts? Those parts are the parts that have issues, but I'm not going to tell her what her mistakes are. When we are in class, we will tell her, like, do you know what's wrong here? Then she'll think, oh, if she gets it, she'll learn, and she's going to write down the point. If she doesn't get it, we'll teach her. And then she'll get better and better. We're not going to study from books because it'll take us months. To give you an example here right now, Sarah, can you tell me what's wrong here? I underlined this part for the student. Something is wrong. Can you read the sentence completely?
What's that? What? Boy, is school what?
Staffs.
Staffs?
Staffs. Do you know the meaning of this word?
Staffs. Oh, okay.
So what's wrong with this? She wrote staffs, easily distinguished by school staffs.
Staffs, why is by school staff? Staff.
Very good.
Yeah,
But
why
why
is?
S?
Why is? Apostrophe S, maybe is.
No.
No?
Staff is an uncountable word.
Yeah,
Staff
why
is like,
yeah.
it's like time, money. You can't say I have 5 monies. You just can't count it. So it's never staffs. It's just staff, uncountable. So if you have a question, you don't ask how many staffs do you have at your school. You have to ask how much. Of course, we don't use much for staffs, but you know what I mean. This is an uncountable noun. So see, we'll tell her next time, don't write this. We'll tell her next time, don't say this word, very. And can you see this mistake?
Very.
Can you see this one? What's wrong here? Sometimes the uniform is not only like a symbol of one school, but also be helpful.
Be helpful?
What's wrong here?
Also
read from here. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. Read from here, please. Sometimes the uniform is not only like a symbol of one school, but also be helpful for school teachers. Here, let's stop here.
Sometimes the uniform is like a symbol of the school, but also be helpful for a school teacher.
Something is wrong here in the red part, in this part here. Sometimes,
why B is a first?
So what are you going to change? Sometimes the uniform is not only like a symbol of the school, but also
it will be.
Very good. Bravo. You got it. Either we have to put is here or we have to put will be. You got it. See, now this unfortunately is what we call a major
it doesn't have any verb.
Yeah, it has to do with the structure. See, when I'm checking this with the student the next day, we'll tell her these things, and next time she'll try not to make these mistakes, and this will slowly improve you. So in a couple of weeks, you'll see how much you advance.
You know, that what's the problem of that? I don't have any idea for writing. You know, even my
don't worry. I'll tell you exactly what to say. Everybody tells me that at the beginning. But teacher, how can I write 200 words in 10 minutes? You will. I guarantee that.
You know that I can't write one sentence in Persian. You know, I'm in my personality. I don't like to write. I hate.
You're not the writing type. It's interesting. Yeah. Yes. Yesterday we had a case. The student
person. I don't like to write. I hate it.
The student told us exactly the opposite of what you said. A Persian girl told us exactly the opposite, that I just don't know what to say. If you give me a pen, I'll write everything in 10 lines for you. See, people have different skills.
Me, for example, 20 minutes speaking about one subject, I speak with you. Celpip.
Don't worry.
But you will, if you want to write in one sentences, I have a problem because it's not important. I don't know about the grammar, lots of grammar. I have lots
Don't worry about that. See, what you have to worry about first, always, as I said, is the content, is to write down things. Later, as you can see, step by step, you'll make mistakes. I'll tell you what mistakes you did or not. And even if you have a few mistakes, that's fine. First, let's get things down. Let's write it on paper. Let's organize. This student, for example, she didn't need to write 1, 2, 3. She's writing 1, 2, 3 for me, because she kept on saying, I don't have multiple ideas, but now she has. She has an introduction, 1 idea, 2 ideas. Then I said, write down to see if your ideas are clear. So don't worry about that. You will write. The point is, you have to do the work that I give you to do, because if you don't do it, and if I can't give you feedback, we won't learn. That's it. Do you have time? I mean, do you have enough time if I give you like to write 2 essays per day or so on? Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right then. You do your work, you'll get good scores. That's a promise.